oh, oh, oh. La da da da, oh, oh, oh. La da da da, oh, oh, oh. La da da da, making our Christmas memories.
Hi everyone, my name is Gina, and this week I'm going to be making some healthy sugar cookies. After last week's no-bake holiday treats, I really wanted to do something that was a little less sugar. I feel like being pregnant, I shouldn't be eating that much sugar, so I wanted to try out a recipe that I've never made before for keto sugar cookies. Instead of using sugar, we're going to be using monk fruit powder. If you like holiday inspiration videos, please smash that thumbs up below. And if you'd like more weekly dinner and holiday inspiration, please subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure that bell notification is hit as well so that you're notified every time I upload a video. Without further ado, let's make some sugar cookies. Unsalted butter, cut this up into like 1/2 inch pieces. I want it to be softened butter, so that's why we're leaving this out, and I'm bringing your attention to this first because you want to make sure that you leave out your butter, and it's always the worst when you forget and you see, oh yeah, I need butter. Oh, it needs to be softened, and you're like ready for it. So we want to do that first. I have about 2 tablespoons of cream cheese that I'm also going to leave out to soften. To our mixing bowl, we're going to add some super fine almond flour. To measure out your almond flour, I'm gonna just take a scoop, and I'm gonna take my butter knife, which I've shown you guys this before, but what you wanna do is just run your knife right over the top so that you get a nice flat surface. Put this right into our mixing bowl. Now you can see we have our almond flour, coconut flour, and our powdered monk fruit. And then the last thing we're going to add is some salt. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Once everything is combined, you're going to turn your mixer speed up to medium and add the butter 1 cube at a time. So we finished adding all of the butter, and this is the consistency. You can see it's kind of like crumbly, a little wet. This is what you want it to look like. Now I'm going to add my softened cream cheese, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of our pure almond extract. Beat that for another 30 to 60 seconds just to get this incorporated. Take a sheet of plastic wrap, pour out my contents of my dough. I'm just going to form this together. Form it into a disc. If it's a little too sticky for you and you can't easily form it, I would just add some almond flour, about a teaspoon at a time, according to the directions. And we'll just cover this up. Chill this in your refrigerator for at least 35 minutes. So our dough has just come out of the refrigerator. It's been in there for a little over an hour. Take 1 piece of our parchment paper, unwrap our dough, to take the second piece of parchment paper and put it right over top. So you're kind of making like a little sandwich with the parchment paper. You've got one on the bottom and one on top, and then your dough in the middle. And then with our rolling pin, we're just gonna roll this out. We want to put this into the freezer for 10 minutes. Preheat your oven to 325. So it's been 10 minutes that our dough's been in the freezer, and we have just lined some parchment paper onto a baking sheet. So I'm going to pull off this top layer of parchment paper, and then I'm going to use my cookie cutter to make some nice shapes. And then once you're done, you're going to put it onto your baking sheet. So here's our first tray. And then to decorate this, I'm going to add just some jimmies, or like sprinkles that are holiday themed. All right, stick this into the freezer for about 10 minutes. All right, baking sheet number 2. I'm just gonna finish up on this. Just be very gentle. Okay. Make my little parchment paper dough sandwich again. Roll this out. I'm gonna refreeze this for another 10 minutes. Once the cookies have been in the freezer for 10 minutes, put them into your preheated oven. Bake for 13 to 17 minutes, rotating the pan halfway through or until the edges are light golden brown. Do not overbake. Let these cool for 15 minutes on the tray and then transfer them to a wire cooling rack. These cookies were so good. I brought them to a friend's house and she legit asked me, like, are you sure these are keto? That's how good they were. I will say a lot of times with keto and healthy desserts, it's always like a hit or miss. Like, you never know how it's going to come out, if it's going to be as good of a texture as the traditional version. But other than the dough being a little more fragile, I would say, as you might have seen in the footage, some of my cookies did break, but I kind of finessed them back together. But the dough otherwise did work really well, and it tasted really good as well. Much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you smash that thumbs up below and subscribe to my channel for some more holiday inspiration. As a sneak peek, next week I'm going to be making Hanukkah cookies. So if you're looking for some ideas for friends, or if you celebrate Hanukkah yourself, you're definitely not going to want to miss that video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye everyone!